I'm Robin and I'm a first-year master student in business engineering. And I've been on exchange to the Chinese University of Hong Kong in Shenzhen in China in my third year of my bachelor. Why I chose China and specifically Shenzhen is because Shenzhen is a really modern city in China. It has really a lot of technology, artificial intelligence, and it's a really vibrant city. So that was the thing that attracted me to Shenzhen. It's also really close to Hong Kong. And what attracted me to the university was that it had a real campus life. So everything was on campus, the classes, the dorms. We even had like a lot of like 10 canteens or something, store, bakery and everything. So everyone really lived on campus, and that was what I really liked about the university. A bit difficult to get used to Chinese because I didn't know any Chinese before going to China. But I think you kind of learn the most important words, and you actually, like, if you just want to order something, you can just Google the word that you want to search for. And it was kind of fun to explore the language. But yes, Chinese is a totally different language, so it was kind of difficult to get used to it. But I also took Chinese classes when I was in China, and that helped me a little bit to get started. But at first it was difficult, but since the university, all classes are in English, and Shenzhen is also a really youthful, modern city, so you could speak English to most people, but definitely not all people spoke English. Courses were, I think, a little bit more easy, but not that much. There was still a lot of continuous assessment throughout the year. So a lot of assignments, midterms, and so it's a little bit difficult to compare to KU Leuven, since my courses in KU Leuven in my bachelor were mostly theoretical, so mostly studying, and in China it was more presentations, writing papers and everything. But the theory itself was a little bit easier or the same as KU Leuven. I think the study method in China, you are way more closer to your professors than at KU Leuven. So all your professors, you link with them on WeChat. That's the app you use in China. And you have a really direct contact because classes are with around 20 people or less. I enjoyed to be in close contact with the professors, definitely, because it was a totally different culture and way of living there. So it was nice to hear how everything went in China. And we even had dinner with the professors, and it was a really different contact than you have in KU Leuven with the professors. Accommodation was, I think, the easiest part of my exchange. You didn't have to do anything to get accommodation. The accommodation was provided by the university itself. So they took care of everything, your room, in-housing, accommodating you to your dorm, everything. So you really didn't even have to prepare anything in advance for accommodation. So that was actually really convenient. I was happy with my accommodation. I have to say that international students share a room with two, so you have a roommate. But the Chinese people there, they share the room with four. But for the international students, they make it's a room for four people, but for the international students, you can only be in there with the two of you, so you have more space. But there will be like 4 desks, 4 beds and 4 closets, but then for the two of you. And they really match you with an international student that they think that you match with, because in advance you have to give like your routine when you wake up and go to sleep. So they really try to match you with someone that matches your sleep routine and everything. There's 4 different blocks of dorms throughout the whole campus, and international students are spread out over these different blocks. And every hallway has a different gender, so no boys or girls are together in one hallway. I think this was one of the best decisions that I've made to go to this university, so I would definitely choose this university again to go on exchange. It's like really in the center of Asia. You can travel very easily from Shenzhen to like different countries, different places in China. And the city itself is also really nice for like partying, going out to eat, just exploring. There is also a light show almost every evening in Shenzhen, which is really spectacular. I've never seen something like that before. And I really liked to go to China because you can travel a lot in China itself. It's like so many possibilities to travel and so beautiful. And it's also, there's really good transportation, like the flights, the trains are really, really good. So I would definitely choose China and Shenzhen in particular. Shenzhen is also really close to Hong Kong. So when you're in the center of Shenzhen, you can directly cross the border to Hong Kong, and you're like there in 1 hour. So that was also really amazing. The best thing about my exchange was definitely the amount I got to travel and I got to see in Asia. I went to a lot of different places in China, like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, but also to other places in Asia, like Taiwan, Seoul. So like it was really nice to explore somewhere else every weekend. That was definitely the best part, and also that I could meet up with other friends that were having their exchange in Thailand or Taiwan. So it was really nice to travel and see them again. I can't immediately think of the worst thing about my exchange experience, but maybe something that I can say is that if you want to go home, it's not that easy to go just home for the weekend like you would be able to if you were in Europe. So for example, I had to miss the marriage of my aunt, so that was a bit difficult for me. And also when Belgium changes to winter time, it's 7-hour difference, which is sometimes difficult because it's like when people in Belgium wake up, it's almost evening in China. So I think that was something that you have to get used to. But in the end, it didn't bother me that much. If I would describe my exchange in 3 words, it would be fun, enriching, and eye-opening. What I would recommend to bring to China is definitely a credit card. It's really important to get money from your account in Belgium on your account in China, because the university provides you with a bank card for China that you can use there. But in order to get money on this account, you need to get money from your home account, which is easiest if you have a credit card to transfer it. Regarding tips for people who want to go on exchange to China, I would definitely install WeChat beforehand. It's the main communication channel for all people in China. It's not only for chatting, but also for paying and even booking flights and everything. So it's a really important app in China. Another tip is that a really useful app you could use in China is Didi. And that is actually a kind of a personal taxi app where you can, and that is like mainly used for transportation in China. So you can just request a taxi on the app, and then it takes you to your location that you want, and it doesn't cost that much. It's actually pretty cheap and really nice. So I would definitely recommend to install this app. It's a lot easier to travel using this. And if you want to install this app, not in Chinese, then you should use the Play Store of New Zealand and install Didi using this way instead of just installing it using your regular country settings. What I really thought was really nice about the university was that they really helped the international students with the in-housing, with arriving in China. For example, they picked us up at the airport and brought us to the university. They arranged a bank card for us on the first day. And also, when you go to China, you have to take care of a visa. And this was pretty hard at first in Belgium, because you have to go to the Chinese embassy in Brussels, and there they only give you a visa for a single entry, and this means that you can only enter China once and then you can't leave or enter again. So you actually have to stay in China for your whole exchange period. But the university really helped the international students to get a residence permit, and this is meant so you can travel as much as you want outside of China and go back inside of China. And I felt like this was a really good thing, because, for example, I heard of the people that went to Shanghai that they didn't have this, they had to take care of this themselves. And the university really helps international students with any problem that they have. If you're still having doubts about going to the Chinese University of Hong Kong in Shenzhen, I would say stop doubting, because it was a really enriching experience for me, one of the best choices I made. And you will be able to see a lot of Asia, have a lot of contact with international students, and yeah, the university really guides you in your journey.